is... Okay. I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow morning. The main point is I can definitely cast the first series and then maybe the second series, and then we'll figure it out. Here we go. Main event of the Big Brain Bouts number 116 already. That means we did 116 Friday evenings of video gaming. And obviously a whole lot more with the almost 14-year anniversary that's coming up. But when it comes to the Big Brain Bouts, 116. Over 2 years. We'll take it.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we go. Rainfall is going to be our opening map in the top left side. It's our Italian from Basilisk who made it into Challenger on League. Got a lot of love and respect for it, as that obviously is an impressive achievement. Even if it's not Starcraft 2, it's always good to see our boy popping off and finding success in something that he's very passionate about. But he's still representing Basilisk for Starcraft 2. It is Reynor. And hopefully will continue to do so for a very long time. In the bottom right side, the moment I reached out to him, I asked, how's the CVZ? He said, pretty good. I was like, is it good enough to hang with Reynor? And he gave me a smiley face and basically said, I can always try and we'll see how far we get. Love the fighting spirit of the young kids. He's only 16, but he's so freaking good at the video game, and he qualified for RSL. It is GgMaChine. A little while ago, I also let him play against Beyond in the BBB. That didn't go very hot. Beyond basically went for very gnarly openings and just continued to get very far ahead. And kind of felt that GgMaChine wasn't really able to showcase what he's made out of. Because this kid has mechanics. He's quick, he's got cool builds, he's got micro. Obviously, there's no ping to worry about here because both of them are in Europe. Reynor is no longer in Korea. I really think that this is a series where GgMaChine can at least show what he's made out of. Now, is that enough to take down a man like Reynor? The answer is probably going to be no. But as I've said a couple of times throughout the night, and I really stand by it, I think it's so important to give these guys some opportunities, because you can't just expect them to play in weekly cups forever, where they will run into a top 5 player in the world, whether it's Hero or Clem or, you know, Beyond when he's feeling it, or Cure, and walk away with close to nothing. Like having a series like this where he will get at least $50 for playing, and he obviously knows that if he does well here, we'll have more and more opportunities for him. Needless to say, if GgMaChine finds a way to win this, I will definitely give him the chance to play against Serral too. Just trying to help and make sure that these guys stay motivated, and you know, they get rewarded for all the time and effort they've put in. So far it seems like they're kind of mirroring each other here in the very beginning. Rainfall is not the largest map of these new maps. And that means that the ZVZ logic of playing that game of chicken when it comes to who's gonna go there first will most certainly come into play. Seems like Reynor is the one who's gonna fire up 14 links. Thank you Ari Dian for gifting a subby on the Friday evening. We'll take it. GgMaChine losing a couple of links here before I feel like he's truly paying attention. He's got a nice overlord here that gives him the heads up that Reynor has made quite a few extra links that are making their way to the bottom side of the map. He's firing up Banes though. A minor worker lead for GgMaChine should be okay, should be safe. But what he doesn't have yet is a Roach Warren. Reynor does continue to find like slightly superior traits with the Zerg links. This is where Reynor can showcase some of his hero micro that he's been practicing over the last few weeks. I am a tiny bit worried about this Roach Warren. I also saw that he had a drone, by the way, that was carrying 5 minerals. They are gone into the abyss. 5 minerals will never get back. Reynor is now going to try his luck with his first Banelings GgMaChine. Oh my goodness, that was so freaking close. If we were playing this on the NA server, I think he would have just lost 15 links to a Bane. And he would have potentially lost the game. Instead, it's just me. Probably has a reduced life expectancy now of at least a couple seconds after that jump scare, but we're good. Nobody has gone Lair yet. This definitely seems like a very scary map for Lair. I wouldn't quite use the word practicing, because Reynor obviously like is not part of a league team, so it's not really practice. He just plays a lot and he wants to get better. And he got up to Challenger, which obviously means that he is getting better, which means he has made great progress. you know, he's playing a lot. He's working on the craft. And obviously he doesn't have like a set lineup that he's really practicing for something specific. Reynor is like mostly poking. It's a bit of a fake, guys. So obviously we know that Reynor's got lair attack on the way. GgMaChine is building a bunch of spines. He might have to cancel these spines, guys, because GgMaChine may be overreacting here a little bit. He is able to cancel one of them, but the other one finished up. And now it kind of feels that GgMaChine is just going to send it while Reynor is stacking up. Reynor is getting ready for the second stage of this ZVZ. He's on 62 drones. It's 62 drones on the side of Reynor. Reynor from here on out needs to make nothing but roaches. And he just made another drone. Now he's making roaches. He is going to get maybe his hands on +1. But the all-in is coming. And I don't know, can Reynor hold? GgMaChine is backing off. Why is he backing off? Oh, he's faking it. And he has to go. I don't know. I think Reynor might be fine. That's a lot of links, though. That's a lot of links running deep into the main base. A couple in the natural. It is going to keep Reynor busy. There is a single baneling here for Reynor. Nice micro on the side of GgMaChine as he split his units up. Gets a queen that may slow down the unit production of Reynor a little. But Reynor has cancelled +1, by the way. Reynor does not feel that +1 missile attacks is going to finish up in time. GgMaChine seems to not believe that his attack can work. Now he's the one building 6 drones and he's the one firing up a lair. But if he believes, I mean, he is definitely pretty far behind economically. Reynor has been mining quite a bit more over the last 70 seconds in this game. I wonder if the first time, if he would have just gone for it, if he could have done it. Reynor does fire up +1 missile attacks again now. Does not have any ravages yet. He's got 15 roaches more, but he does not have any ravages. And it is annoying to play against a guy. Well, Reynor has roach speed, and that means it's actually going to be kind of tough for GgMaChine to get home. GgMaChine knows that, and he's just going to try to buy some time with these ravages, drop a couple of corrosive balls, but Reynor is obviously not minding this fight. When it's, oh, we're going to work on the rocks. He's stuck, he wants to get the rocks. He will get the rocks. Nice micro on the side of Reynor. Dodging the corrosive balls, getting on top of the ravages of GgMaChine. Reynor continues to micro incredibly good. That's kind of what I meant, even if you don't see him play all the time. As long as the kid is playing video games, the hands will still work, mechanics are still there. And GgMaChine feels he has just lost too many units on the retreat. Does not believe that he can survive the attack of Reynor, and he is forced to tap out. It was a bit of a funky game, where, you know, obviously both of them were afraid to go up to lair. And at one point Reynor just said, it's fine, I've got enough. I've got links to scout. I've got overlords for map vision. I've got a couple of roaches already. At this point it is safe. Cranked out a bunch of drones. It looked like GgMaChine was gearing up for the all-out attack. Then got worried by the feint of Reynor, where Reynor moved out with some units, but obviously never had any intention of committing since he was stacking up. Made 2 spines, cancelled one of them, but obviously this flat line here is quite severe. And it feels that at this point, I would have loved to see GgMaChine just morph a couple roaches into ravages and reinforce with only but links. Because I think at this point he was too far behind to turn it into a macro game. It was just no longer going to work. This right here is where I think he had to send it. He had to commit. But he didn't. Is Reynor top 3 in Europe at the moment? If Reynor is in shape, I think the answer to the question is always yes. I think right now it's very tough. Maybe if he would be forced to play against all the European elites today, it might be difficult. If you give him a week, I will always believe in him. But, you know, if you think of 3 absolute top tier Europeans, you think Serral, you think Clem, you think Max. Would Reynor today beat those guys? That I don't know. Will Reynor play one of those 3 in 3 weeks when it's his time again in the Big Brain Bouts? Very likely. Since we know that he has played a lot of the other video game, decided to give him one, you know, that's mostly for his opponents. In 3 weeks, we'll give Reynor obviously a very tough one. It's always going to be top 10 on League Elect. How high up in that top 10, we'll see. Top 3 might be Serral, Clem, and Clem P. Yeah, that's not even the craziest thing that I've read today. I'm not going to make fun of you for that, but I do still think that you have to always give a lot of love and credits to MaxPax. Max is so incredibly good.
Round 2. Fight!
And he's very European. Bottom left side of Sanctuary. Perhaps there's some nerves, there's some jitters in game 1 of the main event, because he felt a tiny bit indecisive. And if this kid wants to cause a massive upset tonight and somehow win this series, or let's say get 2 maps on the board, which I think would already be an upset, I think it's very important that he believes in whatever choices he's going to make. He commits to it and he never looks back. Especially ZVZ is a painful matchup to be second guessing yourself. And I do think he was second guessing himself a little, which would explain the double spine, but I really don't think he needed the double spine. Let's see if we can grow into the series. A 16-year-old, very talented European Zerg, GgMaChine. Going up against the man who absolutely bursted up on the pro scene of Starcraft when he turned 16, as he was finally eligible back then to participate in the DreamHack events. His first event ever as a 16-year-old was DreamHack Valencia. Won every single series until he met Serral in the quarterfinals. He won every series in Group Stage 1, Group Stage 2, Group Stage 3, round of 32. Didn't drop a map throughout that entire journey. And then ran into Serral in the quarterfinals. Lost that one. But needless to say, he made his mark immediately as a teenager. And he went on to have a glorious career. It is BASILISK Reynor. A career that has brought him an Intel Extreme Masters Katowice and a Gamers 8 championship. Outside of, you know, the WCS Kiev events and stuff. Reynor has won a lot, but those two I think will always stand apart for him. I was very happy to cast both of those events, be there for one of them. The Katowice I was also there, we were casting, but that was the COVID era. So I was standing in my own little room with a green screen behind me and a bunch of lights. And my face was really big on one of the broadcasts because the scaling was off. I don't miss those days. I miss the tournament and I miss Reynor doing so well. That was obviously fantastic, but I don't miss standing in my own little room and only seeing my cast of friends through a monitor rather than actually meeting them. Bailing Nest has gone down on the side of GgMaChine. Reynor has no Bailing Nest yet. This might be a map where it could be okay to perhaps just make a bunch of links early like this, and then we skip the Bailing Nest and we go straight into the Roach Warren. The game plan here for Reynor is obviously to make sure that the battling, the action is taking place on this side of the map, and he doesn't have to worry about bailing aggression on his own side of the map. Against which Korean toss did Reynor play his first GSL season when he was still under 16? I don't know if the same series you're thinking of is the one that I'm thinking of, but Reynor had a legendary series against Classic in a GSL where they played on the map called Lost and Found. At that point, I generally think that was one of the best of threes that I've ever seen in my life. The games were just so freaking epic. You may be thinking of his series against Classic where they played on Lost and Found. So Reynor is going to bring the aggression, but guys, GgMaChine made a very early Roach Warren as well. So what GgMaChine could do is now scout that Reynor doesn't have a Bailing Nest, and he knows that. He does know there's a Roach Warren. 27 drones against 27 drones. The hatchery is taking a lot of damage. This is where GgMaChine is really going to get tested. See how quick this young man is and see if he can keep it together. And if he can stay on the Ling movement. I know APM numbers, guys, are a bit meaningless and are very inflated, but trust me when I say both of these guys are very, very, very quick. Reynor, of course, historically known as one of the quickest players in the scene. But GgMaChine also streams sometimes over at Twitch. And I highly recommend you guys to take a look at his stream. Because he is an incredibly impressive young man. And he's really freaking quick. Tiny Ling run by on the side of Reynor. It's actually dealing decent damage as the Queens wasn't helping out. But it's only 2. GgMaChine also has a Ling counterattack, and Reynor is a little bit out of position. This is the first time that I think GgMaChine can truly start celebrating something in this series. Reynor has just cancelled, what was that, an Evo chamber? Somehow Reynor has only lost 2 drones for now, but GgMaChine is also putting on some link pressure, and he's got his own roaches. It's 12 roaches against 10. Reynor is on 43 drones. Reynor may have just severely overdroned. It is now or never for GgMaChine, who's got a couple of links still active in the main base. He has an even amount of roaches. It is slow roach against slow roach, but look at the string of reinforcements. The 16-year-old Russian Zerg. I think he's getting one on the board here. And that's already one more than most people thought he would get. A couple of remaining links, they will get dealt with. But Reynor has ran out of units. ZVZ can obviously be a very explosive and short-lived matchup. So much for that walk in the park that some people were already predicting. I mean, Reynor still has supply, but most of it is in drones. And drones should not cut it against this many links, this many roaches. GgMaChine is finding the damage that he is looking for. And Reynor probably wishing that he would have had a mailing nest early on. As we're all tied up for the first time today, actually, because the other one was a 2-0 into a 2-1. For the first time today, we're all tied up. And I know it was a very short game. And some negative Nancy's will obviously say, like, but you know, that's just like an all-in and it doesn't mean anything. There is a lot that leads up to an all-in. And Reynor making, let's say, 18 links early, not making a bailing nest, and then applying some pressure with 2 squads of links. There are so many people, almost everyone, that will just start falling apart. Because Reynor is so incredibly quick. And by the time you react to something, Reynor has already set up the next play and the next play. The fact that GgMaChine can survive that minute without taking any damage, without like looking like he is getting outplayed, is already a real testament to how good this young man is. And then obviously, as I said, like, you cannot be second guessing yourself in a series like this. You need to pick your build, you need to believe that it's going to work, and you need to send it and never look back. And that is most certainly what he did this time. No extra drones after the move out, no lair tech. It's just very well done on the side of GgMaChine. Still a very long way for him to go when it comes to potentially winning this series. But I think it's already awesome for him that he's getting one on the board. And obviously exciting for all of us. GgMaChine says he's ready. Reynor says he's ready. Game 3 will be played on Blackrock. Reynor played on Blackrock 3 weeks ago. In his best of 5 against Bunny. That was most certainly the first game that Reynor has played on Blackrock. Since then, I don't think Reynor has played another series on Blackrock. So this may be his second game. Back then, his observation was, I think this map needs a few more rocks. that is what our Italians said. Round 3, guys. Main event of the evening. Fun start to it. Let's hope it continues on a high note.
Round 3. Fight.
Top right side of Blackrock on this Friday evening. Today is the 15th of May. I had to double check, as obviously people watch these games back, watch the shows back. And they're not exactly sure when these games are being played. But it's the 15th of May, 30 minutes past 8. We have a very exciting weekend to look forward to. The Nürburgring, 24 hours. I'm excited. Lots of football. Lots of Starcraft with RSL tomorrow. It's going to be fun. But let's hope this series continues to be fun as well. Top right side, it is the Italian Stallion. The game is 8 and I am Katowice champ Reynor. And in the bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of most certainly the best 16-year-old Starcraft 2 player on the planet. Some people will say there's probably not that many 16-year-olds that are playing Starcraft. There will always be a few, but this one is certainly the best. It is a young Russian Zergy, GgMaChine. Are you rooting for Arsenal or PSG, Roddy? If you mean the Champions League final, that's on the 30th of May, correct? That's TwitchCon weekend. And I actually just got an invite from my brother, who never invites me for anything. But he apparently is organizing a barbecue. Now, barbecue is super fun, and I would love to go. Especially if there's then also football to watch. But that's also the TwitchCon weekend, which means there's probably some fun things to do in the city of RotterdaM. Which I don't quite live in. But I will definitely watch the game regardless of where I am and what I'm doing. And I will be rooting for PSG. Which I know some diehard football fans will hold against me. A lot of people hate on PSG, you know, state money, oil money, blah, blah, blah. But to me, I never care too much about everything that happens around the club. I care a lot about the 11 guys that stand on the pitch and the coach. And then see if I like them, if I want to root for them. And I actually think that PSG's current lineup is very cool. I found like there's a lot of likable guys in there. And I don't find Arsenal very fun to look at the moment. I think they're a bit annoying. Well, I've liked Arsenal in the past, especially late 90s, early 2000s, Bergkamp, Henry era. And these days, I'm not a very big Arsenal fan. So, I am rooting for PSG, but I just hope it's a good game in the end. Like, I don't really have massive emotional attachment to a Champions League final. Unless Feyenoord is playing most of the time, you guys will see me be very laid back and not care all that much. I'll watch as a fan, but not be too emotionally invested. Yeah. Both players going up to 3 bases, both players dropping a baning nest, but there is a difference, guys. GgMaChine has decided to take the triangle, while Reynor has expanded in a horizontal manner. Yeah, I don't know really what to make of this. This is where I need to phone a friend. I need to call Lambo and be like, Lambo, what do you think? It is still obviously a new map pool, and I don't think either of them, like GgMaChine has played more games on Blackrock than Reynor for sure, but not even GgMaChine has already played, let's say, like 50 games on Blackrock, right? That's just impossible. It's a few tournaments that use this map, not all of them, and this map is not available on the ladder yet. You also expand in a horizontal manner. You're in the world champ, baby. You're on the same wavelength. You better wear that Montreal Canadian shirt tomorrow, as we're going to win the series versus Sabres. What's the score right now? Is it 3-2 or 3-3? I have the jersey, mate. This is the... I love my hockey jersey. It was a gift from Richard, my Canadian viewer and friend. It's a super awesome gift. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, as I'm yapping about the Montreal Canadiens. 7 drones have gone down. So this time it is Reynor who sneaks 2 surprise banelings into the natural of GgMaChine, who did have a pretty healthy worker lead, to be fair. Reynor gets 8, wants to even get a 9th. That was good. Sorry that I missed that. We were just talking about a few too many things at once. It happens. I apologize. But GgMaChine had more drones, so it's not the end of the world. Seems like this Overlord is going to get picked off. Did he see roaches? He does see roaches. He's thinking of jumping on them. Do we have the link numbers for this? No. 8 is not enough. Reynor can obviously morph a low HP roach into a Ravager. GgMaChine needs to start building his own roaches and a spine. Yeah, well, I can try to show that, guys, once the game is over. Assuming this is not going to be a 48-minute game. Obviously, apply pressure with the links over here at the triangle and then sneak them in the natural. It is a very old, classic 1-2 punch. Not quite game-ending damage, to be fair. Indeed, the map is relatively large. Obviously, on hatchery tech, nobody can get their hands on roach speed. This is still like more than a game. Reynor is building a lot of units, though. He might be like a tiny bit fired up after GgMaChine obviously all-in'd him last game. And Reynor wants to make certain that that doesn't happen. But we're in a bit of an awkward spot now, where they're both just pumping out a lot of units. GgMaChine will continue to scout and see if is Reynor expanding, is Reynor attacking up, what does Reynor have? He's going to see an Evo chamber and he's going to see a couple of roaches, but he doesn't know, you know, if Reynor is stacking up or if he has made any drones. I think he's playing really well. Is it going to be enough for the young man? That I don't know, and it's obviously, like, you know, historically, statistically, you would still always pick Reynor to win this series. But the real takeaway is that GgMaChine, I would say, is kind of holding his own. He's morphing 9 Banes. He is going to send it one more time. Reynor's Ravagers are a tiny bit later. Reynor's only down... Reynor's actually down 4 drones, but was stacking. If GgMaChine goes home, guys, he's actually not in a bad spot. Reynor is counterattacking with links. I would love to show that to you guys, but I think this fight is going to be slightly more impactful. Just assume that Reynor is going to kill some drones with his Zerg links. Let's see what these banelings can do. They are connecting with a couple of drones as well, and that is kind of it. GgMaChine sees that Reynor has a crazy amount of units. But what Reynor does not have, guys, is +1 missile attacks. He cancelled it. Reynor does have a much bigger army. GgMaChine was droning. GgMaChine fires up the lair and he's droning, thinking that Reynor has also tacked up, but Reynor hasn't tacked up. Oh, these 4 drones that he just made, will they cost him? I mean, we do have some Zerglings on the other side of the map, and GgMaChine will see that, yeah, Reynor has a couple drones here, but really not all that many. Does he have any of the spines he built earlier? No, he doesn't. Ravager count 6 against 3. I don't know if he can save this hatchery, guys. I don't know if GgMaChine can save this hatchery. He is stacking up, thinking that he is behind. He has got links coming in from the back, but this is not in a high enough number. to really trap these units. Reynor is down 11 drones, needs to find crazy damage here. The drones are going to be pulled on the side of GgMaChine as it is an all-out brawl over the third base of GgMaChine. No tech on either side, at least when it comes to upgrades. Reynor still has the army supply advantage, but his roaches will take a long time before they're out. But what Reynor will get is the hatchery. He has killed 15 drones, he gets the hatch, and whether or not he ends the game here, it doesn't really matter. Ooh. Honestly, he got very close. I think it's the 5 drones that GgMaChine built while he was stacking up to lair, and the lair has finished up, by the way. I think it's those 5 drones that costed him here. As GG gets called. There's 2 things I want to show you guys very quickly. First, the banelings that I missed. I am sorry about that once more. There was obviously a little link dance happening. This link dance is happening here. So Reynor is morphing 2 banes on the side of the natural GgMaChine. He's distracting him with some links here. Like micro links, and while that's happening, 2 veins connect. But the game is still very competitive at this point. The game is still very competitive. And at one point, GgMaChine is basically attacking into Reynor while having 4 drones more, which is obviously a bit odd, right? It should be the other way around. And that's because he was certain that Reynor had lair on the way and that Reynor had missile attacks. So he's thinking about this attack, and this attack is not a disaster. The links of Reynor didn't do all that much. They got a queen, that's about it. So we have this fight. And right now, after this fight and he's retreating, he fires up the lair and he fires up 5 drones. I think if these 5 drones are 5 roaches, I actually think he can hold. And obviously he doesn't need the lair because Reynor doesn't have a lair. But if these 5 drones are 5 roaches, there really is a chance that GgMaChine holds that attack. And then obviously we still have a whole lot to play for. From maybe a favorable position, who knows. Mega close. Like sometimes CVC is obviously all in the tiny details, but that really was, I think, mega close. I will change my rooms very quickly. My lights, rather. I'm not changing rooms quickly, unfortunately. That is not a possibility for me. Let there be light, so you guys can appreciate my long hairs one last time before it is all over. Reynor takes the 2-1 lead. Game 4 between these two in our ZVZ main event is going to take place on Washout. I would love it for this to be a 5-game series. Obviously, it's always nice to see Reynor do his thing. And that's very cool. I think it's a good showing by GgMaChine. Just like last week, we had Shameless getting a chance to play against Reynor in a series with 200 buckies on the line. Shameless, that second game, I think played fantastic against Serral. Even if it didn't go his way, I think he played fantastic. So far, GgMaChine is playing a solid series against Reynor. Perhaps not enough to win, but he's playing good. Here we go, game 4, and we've got a 12 pool, guys.
Round 4. Fight.
Thank you, lovely Terran. I hope you're having a lovely Friday. Top right side, down 1-2. But what if? Imagine if, guys. Who said that again? I forgot about that.
Imagine if there was...
Oh yeah, that's Gabe. Imagine if those 5 drones were 5 roaches. Perhaps we could have held. Or maybe we let one of those spines finish up from earlier. Top right side, down 1-2. And he's getting 12 pulled. It might even be a 12 pull drone pull. Who knows? This is GgMaChine. And in the bottom left side, the man who said, alright, apparently tacking up and making a lot of drones is still not allowed in this matchup. Got it. Making units of hatchery attack. And in this game, even going for the good old 12 pull, it is our Italian stallion Reynor. And guys, Reynor is somewhat fond of 12 pull drone pull. He will leave 3 drones at home and he will send every other drone to the other side of the map with the 12 pull. And he's gonna do it. Wow, he's leaving all but 1? Holy smokes. Okay, we're not even leaving 3 behind anymore. We are going with 1. This overlord right here is so important. Reynor is just gonna go through the center. GgMaChine has some time to figure out now how he wants to deal with this. He can see all the links, he can see all the drones. In the old days, we had some people building a wall of evolution chambers. And with some people, I mean the clats. I'm talking about Lambo and Laser. How is GgMaChine going to deal with this? Fjant is apparently not a fan of this build. Well, Reynor is a fan. I don't know. Maybe the Summoner's Rift is calling. Who knows? First spine goes down. Second spine goes down. We have Jumi in the chat. Thank you, Jumi. I don't like this for GG Fight. I don't like how GgMaChine did that. He had 2 different packs of drones. He's sending everything to the low ground. We are counting down the seconds for GgMaChine to get his own spine up. Obviously, does Reynor know about his spine? Yes. Reynor gets a bit of a surround. This is the fight. This has to be the fight. I think GgMaChine is messing up the defense a little bit, though, guys. Now, if this build for Reynor doesn't work now, it's never going to work. GgMaChine strikes me as maybe a tiny bit too nervous. I think he has really fumbled this defense. And I think he has really fumbled this defense. But he does have a queen. And he's got a spine. So maybe in that way it's going to be okay. Reynor could obviously work on the spawning pool. I mean, the queen is pretty large here. Reynor only has 1 drone at home. GgMaChine, I think, should have just fought. He had so many drones at one point. I didn't like that he had a stack of drones here and a tiny stack here, which overexposed them. What's the link count? 7 against 14. It is 9 drones. I mean, obviously, GgMaChine is mining. And the queen is gathering energy. Careful, you don't want to lose drones. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna move the spine. GgMaChine says, this is it. This is my moment. Save the queen. He saves the queen on 1 HP. Transfuse your spine. No, he loses it. He could have transfused his spine. Does it matter? How much does that matter? It's gonna matter a lot as he loses the queen, loses his spine, and I think with that he will lose the game. Oh. GG gets goal. The Reynor with the 12 pull drone pull gets it done. 3 to 1. 3 minutes and 45 seconds of excellence. We can obviously take another look at that as we're not in a rush. Reynor will get 200 buckies. GgMaChine will still get 50 for the series that I definitely enjoyed. I thought it was a fun ZVZ. Honestly, a couple of mega close moments. GG's. GgMaChine, we could have fought maybe. And also in the end, like, losing the queen without the transfuse is so deadly. A transfuse goes really hard there. Definitely fumbled the bag a little, I think. Reynor gets away with robbery in broad daylight. Definitely not a bad showing by GgMaChine, but it felt like there was potential for more. Obviously, these spines do go down quickly. Like here, I would have actually... At this point, I feel like I almost would have loved to see him go right and then to see if he can fight almost immediately. Why not? He's got so many drones. He's taking a lot of damage here. Like, you don't want to lose 2 drones before your links are even out. Taking so much damage. And we send the drones a bit too far away, which means that these links hatch and they are in trouble immediately. Like, ideally, you want to collapse on the units of Reynor the moment that your own links come out. And now it's just like our links are fighting links and drones while our drones were going back. And like we lost so many units before we started fighting. You can't really wall off the entire ramp. But you can create like a... What you can do is what Lambo and Lazy used to do, and that is do like Evo chamber, Evo chamber, Evo chamber. So the drones have to go the long way around to build anything, and then you can cancel them obviously, and you won't lose a lot. If you're just buying time for your own links to come out. And Laser and Lambo were part of Team Clash. The Clats used to defend it like that. Like even now, like I wonder if it's... Like obviously Reynor's got like legit no income. Like 1 drone is not a lot. These drones were going home. Like he saves the queen here with legitimately 1 HP. And he's got energy. He's got energy for a transfuse. Now, I don't know if transfuse would be good enough to win this, but it would go pretty hard. But he needs, like, the first thing he needs to do here is drop a transfuse. Like, that's it. That's the one goal you have. He's got energy for it. And he doesn't do it. I don't know. Probably still lose, to be fair. But it lives longer at least. I don't know. He would have the drones left over. I don't know. Definitely a few things. I think that GgMaChine could have done better there, but it was a fun series. Congrats to Reynor for the 200 buckies. Thanks to Jimmy for the prime, and thanks to all 5 of the other video gamers for playing. I hope they had fun. I had fun. Can take a little look at the results one last time. Big shout out, of course, to Basilisk for letting us run another Big Brain Bouts, number 116. That's a lot of Big Brain Bouts, guys. We had Sepp winning the PvP versus Eba. We had Percival and Yakov playing an absolute turbo banger of a game 1. That was probably the highlight of the evening. Just a super fun first game. And then last but not least, we had Reynor taking on perhaps a younger version of himself. As that is what it feels like to me, at least, when I watch this kid stream, when I watch him compete. An incredibly quick, strong, powerful 16-year-old Zergy. But Reynor shows us that he most certainly still got it. As everyone is always so worried about Reynor the moment they don't see him 24/7. Reynor shows us he still got it. In 3 weeks from now, Reynor will be playing in the Big Brain Bouts again. I don't know if we're gonna actually do every single Friday, because we've got some really busy Fridays coming up. I know that there's Homesteader Cup qualifiers coming up, and there is Maestros of the Games qualifiers coming up. I always want to run BBB, but I don't want to run it over another event that I can cast that will already be fun. But assuming none of that happens on a Friday, which I doubt, but let's say it doesn't, Reynor would play on the 5th of June. And on the 5th of June, Reynor will play against someone here that's not Serral, and it's not himself. So he's got... honestly, Reynor Classic would be very fun. I know Classic doesn't like to play too late, but maybe he has changed his mind after grinding in the weeklies. It's going to be Cure. I don't think it's going to be Cure, because we already saw him against Bunny. Solar could be fun, but could be very short. So we'll probably go with Beyond Classic Max. Maybe we can convince Mara or Clem. We'll figure it out. Alright, guys. That was it for the BBB. It is 9 p.m. We have been streaming for 4 hours. I see that my boy Todd is live, playing some cards. What a gamer. I think I'll stay live for a little while longer. Have a beer, enjoy the Friday, play some video games. I think that is the plan. We'll settle the prediction. I'll take a very tiny break, and after that I'll be back, and then we can chat and have fun. I don't know. Play some Starcraft, play some Deadlock. Play some 2v2s. Maybe we need to bust out the 2v2. We'll figure it out. Let me update the title. I'll take a tiny break, and then I'll be back and we can chitty chat.